As a viewer on the other side of the world, can feel the vibe. Euros just hit different.
I mean, America was crazy because of their fans, but when you come to a European one, Motocross Nations, the whole fans come out, fancy dress, costume, the Irish are dressed up as leprechauns.
I met a gypsy.
You mentioned Jet before. It's funny, like, growing up, obviously I'm from Oz, and I saw Jet lap literally the entire field at like a state title on a 65. Like, we knew. When he came here at such a young age and Hunter was doing his thing, no one knew, like, even when Myrtle was like about to take on Hunter, it was like, oh yeah, and his little brother Jet.
Yeah.
Like, literally no one knew in the US about Jet. Do you have memories of seeing him ride for like the first time, or just going like, dude, this guy is gnarly?
This
This is your chance to claim it.
yeah. You know what? There was so when they were on Suzuki,
Yeah.
and he was on an 85, I never saw him ride. All I heard was from quite a lot of people is he's actually quicker than Hunter. And I like the whole family.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
their brief time here, I got along with them well. It was great to see
people.
him at the Redbud last year and just have some banter with him and stuff like that.
Hunter
and-
hates talking shit though.
Really? Yeah, you never know. But just that whole thing, even when whether Emmett came in during the commentary or whether it was JT or anybody else, whenever Hunter's name was mentioned, it was always, yeah, but we hear Jet is, going to be the next, the thing, or Jet is going to be better than him, or whatever else. And I think that's standard when you've got two brothers and the first one comes out. He's the one that has to learn the ropes, and sort of he sets out the marker. Young brother comes along and it's like, well, anything you can do, I can do better. So not surprising you hear that kind of talk. The first time I saw him racing was in EMX 250, European 250, and I think he was only like 13 or 14 years old.
Yeah.
And he actually got on a podium. He won a race. He won the final round at Assen. But he got on the podium in Ottobiano in Italy, which is not too far away from Mantova area. So sand, not real elevation or anything like that. And I remember talking to his mum. I think he got third that day. And there were two conversations that stood out. One from his mum, because it was the first time on a podium for him in EMX. So you watch it and you see how the whole process works, the ceremony, third place, stand there, not here, no there. Second place here, first place there. Trophies get brought out, and then the team manager, obviously this side. Trophies get brought out, they shake the hand. There's your third place, second place, first place. National anthems, hat off. Oh, I've got to take that. You know what I mean? You can just see like he was
How
so
green he
green
was.
behind the
Yeah,
ears,
yeah.
and kind of like just waiting for a cue from somebody else,
And he's not like not that he's not a fan, but he's not like a nerd of the sport that's like watching every moment.
No.
Like, he's fully on his own
Yeah.
wave too.
And the second thing that sort of like stood out from there, as my wife and I, now wife, were leaving the track, we bumped into him, and we sort of said, congrats on the podium and everything else. And my wife turned around and said, hey, how do you not get arm pump riding in these conditions and everything else? It was just like, oh, I don't really get arm pump. Got to have muscles to have arm pump. And like this scrawny little kid, 13, 14 years old, rinsing a 250F in brutal conditions, for him just to be sort of that,
Like
just
nonchalant.
blasé, nonchalant. It wasn't cocky. It was just sort of like, I don't know. He's just a kid that's just in his own little world, where he was then. Obviously he's got a lot more going on now, but even still, even then it was just like, this is. Oh, I'm supposed to get arm pump. Oh, no one told me that. I don't know if he's ever had arm pump since then or what, but I've never heard him really come out and say it. If he has, maybe still hasn't got muscles. I don't know.
So Motocross Nations then at Redbud, what was your take on his performance? Because I'm actually on record saying that he could go 1-1 in his first 450 race.
Yeah.
But that was the expectation, very biased expectation. But I feel like I had an inkling that he was just going to be that good. Like, what was your expectation going into that?
Going in, obviously, because of what he'd done last year on the 250. When it was announced that he was riding 450, and then you sort of see the odd video here and there and whatever else, and then, of course, some people kind of expect it. You were like on the fence as like, yeah, man, there's the flag, there's the 1-1, we'll take it.
I kind of had to, so by default, I win no matter what. But I actually believed it.
But there were, I think I was more of the, shit, man, imagine if he did go 1-1, or if he just at very least won the class.
Yeah. At the very least.
At the very least, and it doesn't matter how whether you get a race win and a third or whatever, you know what I mean. But you win the class, and I was on that kind of fence, because he was in the open class, I think, wasn't he?
Yeah, 3,
he wasn't. Yeah, he was in 3. So, it's not like he was going up against Eli, who was the MXGP class. It was Chase.
Yeah.
Same morning. Same rig and everything else.
Waved it in when he went by.
So it was just a case of, imagine if he could. But there were some talented riders there last year, so it was never going to be easy. But we've seen the way he rides, and he does make stuff look effortless and easy. And I think from seeing his first few laps, because I watched the free practice from all 3 sessions, pretty much where the finish line jump was. If you go through the tunnel, I crossed the track there and then went in just in front of the Thor Hospitality, so you can see Larocco's, and then you can go around the back of the first turn and sort of get a glimpse of both sides. And I was just watching him there, and I was thinking, yeah, man, the guy's looking smooth. He's not revving the bike. He's just riding on torque rather than revving it, which was strange for somebody coming from a 250 to a 450, because they normally would just, dude, change gear.
Yeah.
But there was none of that. And he looked mint right from the first lap, So surprised that he won a race? Not really. And then when you see how he won the first race, surprised that he didn't go 1-1. But yeah, goggles, I think, in the end, wasn't it? Visibility, but conditions changed in the race as well. So there you go. But he's in a good place right now.
We're excited to announce the launch of our new membership site, gypsytales.com, packed with exclusive content and perks that you won't find anywhere else. This is your chance to become a part of the Gypsy Gang. And as a special bonus, if you sign up to an annual membership, you'll be entered into the draw to win our custom-built TC125. Gypsy Gang.